Okay, Mason, we've got you matched up again here. The video here on the left is the old one that you'd sent in, and here is your newer video. So we're just going to look at some of the very tremendous improvements that you've made, and then I just point out, one area to continue to work on. But overall, really just blown away with some of the progress you've made. We'll just watch you go through your motion here, getting into your leg lift. Again, on the left here, you're going out of the windup. I don't know if that is why we're seeing, here on the right, you're going out of the stretch. The knee isn't coming up as high, so you're not getting quite as loaded up as you were here on the left. And if you're going higher in the windup, that may be kind of why we're seeing that, but wouldn't necessarily lose that big leg lift. I think that can be a good thing if it helps you to start, like this movement towards home plate, I think is really good. The way you're starting to kind of get the hips moving towards home plate as you're sinking down, but you're still kind of up here with your knee. Whereas over here on the right, that knee's coming down pretty quickly, and you're kind of like leaning back over your back leg as you start to move down. That makes sense. So I think just right here, you can see how you're starting to get the hips moving down. You're getting this back leg into a good, powerful position where you're ready to drive out towards home plate. Where here, it's kind of not quite at that same point. You're still pretty straightened up over that back leg, and then it's like right there where you're starting to get that good, powerful position. And if we just advance you out right there. So, one thing you've done very well is your alignment is much, much better. So you see, like right here, your front foot was coming out and then it was really swinging around and open. You were really flying open with that front side, really swinging that front foot way open towards first base, landing off line towards first base, so kind of flying open with your front side here. And if we watch you now, just paying attention to your alignment and your movement down the mound towards home plate, you're much more closed off with your hips, but then they're firing open into front foot plant. So here you are at front foot plant here on the right, and look where you were here on the left. Okay, in the left, when that front foot was hitting the ground, you were already opened up with your chest, okay, because you were pulling open with that front hip and the glove arm. Here on the right, the newer video, when you're coming into front foot plant, your shoulders are closed off and lined up to home plate, but the hips are starting to open up. So that's tremendous. What I'm going to do now is get you synced up with yourself here, kind of just after the ball leaves your hand. Okay, because here's where we're seeing some tremendous improvement. First off, just to kind of indicate or show that stride direction again, just draw that line forward towards home plate. You see how before you were landing way over there on the left, and really like on the left side of that tarp or mat that you're on there. Here you're much more in the middle of that mat. Front toe kind of right just to the left of that line, but not where it was before, where that front toe was really pulling off towards third base. So like a different foot position even, helping you to be much more stable with this front leg, where before at ball release it was like your front knee was pointed over here towards somewhere between home plate and first base. Now it's pointed right towards home plate. Okay, that front knee, your hips are opened up, squared up to home plate, much better direction. And then the other area we really talked about was firming up with the front leg. So in this older video, if we unsync you here, the older video you were kind of collapsing on that front leg, sinking into pitch release, so you weren't really transferring all that power. You had a really powerful stride, but then you were sinking into it, not really transferring all that power up into your upper half and your arm. Where now, you're getting that good powerful stride, good direction, good alignment, and then you firm up with that front leg. Way better. Way better there. So I'm going to clear up these lines. Again, get you guys synced up here and just watch. If you just watch kind of frame by frame the improvement. Really tremendous. I mean, look at where you are here, getting over this strong front leg, versus here and how much you were collapsing that front knee. That's a huge improvement for just a couple of months. Really, you've been working on this. For a pitcher 9 years old to make that kind of improvement, because sometimes you think it's a strength issue and maybe your front leg isn't strong enough yet to do that, but right here you're showing you are strong enough to do it. It was just a matter of working on it, and you've obviously put in that work, and it takes a lot of practice to make that kind of improvement. So, you know, kudos to you, hats off on some, you know, obviously hard work that you've put in. Really, you know, sort of taking what you saw in that older video, putting it to work, and making some huge improvement. You're really getting over that front leg a lot better, and your direction is much better. I mean, your alignment is outstanding versus what we were seeing before, causing you to fly open there. Here you're closed off at front foot plant. The one area, if I were to nitpick a little bit, if we just look at where you are here, ideally, just from a mechanic standpoint, ideally we would want to keep our hips moving right towards home plate, turning around that good firm front leg, and you kind of finish with your hips staying in that spot. So you'd finish right over that front leg right here, and then that back leg would kind of swing around and down. What's happening here, there's just a little bit of a misdirection here where you're still pulling off to the right a little bit. So we want to kind of get over this front leg, and then we wouldn't want to see the hips swinging off towards third base. Just a small energy leak right there from just a pure mechanic standpoint. If we can get it where the hips are staying over that line when you finish and you're really just firing around that firm front leg, that would be ideal. But again, for the amount of time you've been working on this, I think you've made some outstanding, really tremendous progress. So good work, keep it up. I hope you can see some things in this video. You see, you know, how far you've come in a short amount of time, and also a couple things there to work on, continuing to improve upon. Because I think you're off to a fantastic start. We can work on continuing to get that good early momentum coming out of your leg lift, to get that just a little bit of a better head start, and then getting over that front leg and maintaining that good direction through pitch release. But otherwise, I mean, I think really seeing some outstanding stuff here. So good work, Mason. Keep it up, and if you have any questions, reach out anytime.